Moonscars. So I'm surprised to say that I enjoyed this game, and it actually has a parry. Eventually, later down the line, later in the game, you do get an item that every time you successfully parry, you get health. And so this game is pretty good with rewarding you with the parry. Like you avoid damage, and not only do you avoid damage, but you also get your health returned to you. I haven't finished this game yet, but I might. I'm not 100% sure yet. And I know that's like a strike against it, right? I know I'm not being very charitable right now with how I'm describing this game. This game is good. The problem is that it's a Metroidvania. And I'm not a huge fan of those, not unless they have a lot of parry in them. Like, for example, I think on the Nintendo DS, there's this game called Samus, The Return of Samus, or something like that. And that game is good. That on the DS, The Return of Samus, that game is good. And it even has parry. The problem is that the parry really isn't challenging. It's the parry in that game is kind of like pressing the jump button. Right, so the Return of Samus, it's a good enough game. It just wasn't good enough to keep me engaged. Like the combat in a video game has to be convincing and engaging. Moonscars has better combat than that Metroid game for the Nintendo DS. Like here in Moonscars, this game also isn't super easy. It's not super hard. This game wants you to parry. Enemies have like 2 or 3 attacks. Then the harder enemies have like 4 attacks and so on. But this game wants you to parry. When they glow red, see there, I just parried right there. That's when you parry. And they even give you health. You can also heal yourself in this game. But I don't care about those things. My focus is the parry. I feel that all combat revolves around the parry. And the parry must reward players in some form or another. I don't know what rating to give this game. This game's like a 6. For me, at least, just because it's a Metroidvania. It's obviously not a bad game. I'm eventually gonna make a list of games that I don't like, that I haven't reviewed. Games that I've played, but that I'm just not gonna bother reviewing in full. Because I've played tons of games, but if you see me make a video, it's either because I love the game, or I hate it so much that I had to make a video. Those are my only reasons for making videos. If there's a game that's like super mid, and I feel super mid about it, I probably won't make a video, given that it doesn't evoke enough emotions in me. Oh, right here, this is one of the cool parts of this game, that it allows you, if you tech correctly your movement, you can skip to certain areas before you have the proper abilities. You know what, I think I will finish this game, just because I haven't properly unlocked the skill that allows me to breach this gap fully. You're gonna see me bridge this gap eventually, but until I get the skill, I'm gonna have to like tech my way through the game like this. So yeah, enemies have like 2 or 3 attacks. In the beginning, it's not easy to parry until you die like 5 times, and you realize that like, oh, it is easy to parry in this. I mean, not super easy, but the game wants you to parry. It's not like other games where the game can't make up its mind whether it wants you to parry or not, like Katana Kami or like Curse of the Dead Gods. Like, the game can't make up its mind. I played another game recently that sucks complete balls. Thymesia? Oh my god, what a piece of shit game. The game has no soul. The game has no spirit. Which is hilarious because the game is a Soulslike. It's a Soulslike with no soul. The game is an empty husk. It's a carbon copy, too much of a carbon copy of a FromSoft game, and it ends up sucking. It's not like Lies of P, which I haven't played yet, but all I've heard is good things about Lies of P. All I've heard is that it's a good game, which is wonderful. It's on my list. You know, we'll get to it eventually. But this other game, Thymesia, complete garbage. Don't play it, guys. I played that game. It absolutely sucks. You should you should spend your time instead of on Thymesia, play Moonscars. Way better game. So Moonscars, what am I gonna rate this game finally? Let's give it a 6 overall, and I'm only if it wasn't a Metroidvania, I would give it a higher rating, like a 7 or a 7.5, but the problem with Metroidvanias is that they aren't... Metroidvanias are adventure platforming games that happen to have action in them. But really the core focus of a Metroidvania is actually traversal and moving and jumping. And a lot of games have tried to like implement, and like Moonscars have done a good job of implementing combat within the game, but I've been playing games since 1994, and I gotta tell you, Metroidvanias are not about combat. They have combat, but that is not what the game is about. No Metroidvania is completely 100% solely about combat. Once we do get a Metroidvania like that, I'll give that game a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. But until then, Moonscars, it has a parry. It's a good parry. It's not the best parry. Obviously, once again, it loses a point because it doesn't have chain parry like Onimusha. So Moonscars, 6 out of 10. Go play it, it's a good game. I'm gonna finish playing it.